Hi guys, kumusta? For today's video, I'm going to show you how I have my precision loadout set up for my electric tune. So first of all, I'm going to show you where I allocated all my skill points for each armories. For this DPS, I have about 3 armories. One for long range, one for melee, and one for summoning my boost. And secondly, I'm going to show you the powers that I have set up for each armory. Melee, long range, and lastly, I'm going to show you the artifacts that I'm using. First, I'm going to show you my long range loadout. So I'm going to show you the stat points, the weapon, and the loadout. So first, stat points. I have weapon expert, 10% total weapon damage, maxed out attack chance, attack damage, and precision. I have 170 on might and power. Now, you don't need above 100 skill points on might and power, because at 100 skill points you get that 10% bonus might and power. Anything above that gives you a flat amount of might. The only reason I did this is because since I'm a DOT power, half of my damage comes from DOT. I have it maxed out at 170, just so that it'll give my damage a little bit of a boost. But if you don't want to do that, you can always put that extra skill points towards health, so you get more survivability whenever you're running anything. So onto the weapons. Obviously, if you're gonna long range precision, most people would go with flurry. So that's gonna be tap and hold flurry shot mastery or explosive shot mastery. To get this 2 powers, you need to buy all the dual wield weapon powers or attacks. And also you need to buy the bow. All of it, all the way down to bow mastery. And then your main weapon would be dual wield. And then you have tap and hold and hold. So I'm not gonna go through a lot of details on how to flurry, because there's a lot of videos out there already explaining how to do a perfect flurry. So pretty much what you do is tap, hold, that's how you flurry. And then for the loadout, I have arc lightning, wired, it's a weapon buff, it gives you a precision a little bit of a boost. Tesla ball gives you that DOT. Electrogenesis is another DOT. Circuit breaker is a supercharge that buffs you up, increases your damage. Flux is a personal shield. It's for survivability purposes, since I don't have a lot of health. Next, I'm going to show you the gear that I'm using with the white mods. So for the weapon, dual wield, blast adapter gives you that extra AoE damage every 20 seconds when you hit an enemy with a weapon. For the head, I have wired, gives me 2% critical attack chance whenever I use wired, which is the weapon buff. Next is the neck. I have relentless precision, gives me 4% extra precision anytime I go above 9 hit counter and 6 seconds after that. The back mod, I have berserker. Since I have low health, I always drop down below on my health, so that gives me an extra 10% damage every time my health goes below 35%. For the chest, I have core strength, give me 2% extra damage. For the legs, I don't really use any leg mod because I feel like it's unnecessary, and most of them heals you for like 200 HP, and I'm not really down with that. It's very small amount. For the legs, I use for the boots, I use Tumbling Master. I use this as an escape because whenever I roll, it gives me that extra distance whenever I'm rolling. So that helps a lot. For the hands, I have max damage, gives me an additional 2% increase on my damage. And then for the artifacts, I have Venom Dispenser, Transformation, and Strategist. For the trinkets, I have the Might buff, I have a supply drop, I have the Dark Construct Bat and an Orbital. Now, Dark Construct Bat only drops on the first boss of the alert, DC alert. But if you don't have this, the Seahorse is a pretty good one too. Just go to Atlantis and do the races. And when you finish that collection, you get the Seahorse, and it's also a pretty good pet being damaged. Now for the melee loadout. So for this armory, I'm using Doomspin as my melee loadout. And for that, you're gonna need to buy the two-handed weaponry. And you need to buy everything in here, including the two-handed mastery, so that anytime you're using any two-handed weapons, you're doing extra damage. For the stat points, it's pretty much the same thing as my long-range loadout. Nothing's changed. For the iconics, I have Robot Psychic for that extra burn whenever an ad blocks when you're doing a Doomspin and you get interrupted. Robot Psychic does a pretty good job of keeping that burn up on whatever you're trying to hit. For super speed, I have all the resistance so that I have a lesser chance of getting interrupted while I'm trying to do my Doomspin. And for the loadout, I have Robot Psychic, Wired as a weapon buff, Tesla Ball as a DOT, Electric Genesis, a DOT, Circuit Breaker as a supercharge, increases your damage, and Flux as a shield for survivability. Now for this extra armory, you don't necessarily need to have this, but if you do have the Motility Belt and all the boosts from the Halloween event and an extra armory, this is a good armory to have, because the boosts, when summoned all together, are one of the highest DPS pets in the game, and that's a really big help whenever you're trying to burn a boss or a bunch of ads and there's a feat that requires you to kill them in a certain amount of time. It's a really good armory to have. So for this armory, I have all my highest gear on, because the boost CR depends on what CR you currently have. So if you're at 292, which is what I have right now, and you summon them, the boosts are also 292. So when I'm doing this, I pretty much summon the boosts and then switch to whatever armory is necessary for whatever I'm trying to burn at the time. And those boosts gives a really big boost on my damage. Now I'm gonna show you video clips of each armory in action.
Bring it down. My friggin' neighbor today, he's an old guy, calls me up, he's like, he's scared out, he's got some banking to do, he wanted to give me his bank card and all his information to...
Whoa, what?
Yeah. I was like, listen, I was like, I'm honored that you trust me with all that information. I was like, but it's easier than that. I showed him how to set up for his bank right online, like with his iPad. He can do all his banking right from home. I helped him set it all up, and I was like, dude, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I get you trust me, but I don't want your bank information, man. God forbid something ever goes on here, and I'm the first person to talk on.
Yeah, right?
Alright. Stop. This is mind control shit, stop. Come on. Alright, Steven, get down! Thank you. Again.
Oh, I'm gonna die. What? Why are they all on me?
Because you're the only one not mind controlled.
Ay, ay, ay.
Where's Abby?
Can't even switch armors, dude.
Really?
Yeah. Salamat guys, thanks for watching. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please click subscribe, and if you got any more questions, just put them on the comments below.